Hello, my beautiful Sagittarius friends. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. I am Lisa and this is North Star Energy Healing. Today we are going to do something I haven't done in a while, which is a coffee cup plus cards for the sign of Sagittarius. It is Tuesday, June 3rd. And whenever you come to this message, I trust there will be something here for you. My messages are timeless unless my guides indicate otherwise. So we started off getting some oracle cards, and we'll get into those in just a bit. Let's see what the coffee cup has for you, my beautiful Saggies. All right, coffee cup and plate. Let's see here. Let's see what is here. Okay, I'm using my beautiful birch tree teacup that I purchased from a psychic medium years and years ago. I love this. It's beautiful. Okay, let's see. All right, so remember, this is a collective reading. It may not resonate for everyone. Please just take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. Wow. Right away, I see mountains, mountains, mountains. You see that? Mountains, mountains, mountains. Well, it feels like you have mountains to climb. The rewards of the work that you put in will be fantastic and amazing. The rewards that you get after this work will be fantastic, is what I'm hearing. I see two little heart shapes right in the mountain. I know it's hard for you to see them because they're little. You're just going to have to trust me. Okay, Spirit. What do you want my Saggies to know? Now I see a hedgehog. I wonder what the meaning of hedgehog is. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look it up. So I see there's the mountains to climb, and then there's a hedgehog. Now, what do hedgehogs do? When they feel threatened, they curl up into a ball. They look like a little ball of spikes, right? So sometimes when we're challenged, we feel like that. We feel like, okay, I've got to put my guard up. I've got to put my spikes out. I can't, let this happen. Now, there is a time when you need to back off and a time when you need to be open. So be aware of that. Spirit is just saying, be aware of not being when you're challenged, just be aware of how you feel and what your behavior is. When you come up against a challenge, what are you doing? Are you curling up into a ball? Are you putting your head in the sand? Are you trying to, face it head on, right? Oops, I lost my place there for a minute. Okay. Mountains, heart shapes, hedgehog. Let's see, what is the next thing? I see, this is so weird. So right here, you see how there's like that tower and that right there? What my guides are saying is that's King Kong hanging. And I hate that movie. I don't like movies like Godzilla, King Kong, and all that stuff. But that's exactly what my guides are saying. And what was King Kong doing? King Kong was, I believe, protecting the woman that was nice to him, right? Right? She was in his hand, and he was very misunderstood. Thank you, Spirit. And he was hanging off a building. I don't remember what building it was because, like I said, I don't really like that. But I know enough about it, and I have watched it, unfortunately. But it was... He was hanging off that building, and he was being attacked for what people thought was that he was a killer. But he actually wasn't. He was trying to protect her. So this is a feeling or a message about being misunderstood, okay? And that's when we could get into that kind of hedgehog situation where we're curling up into a ball because people don't understand us. I definitely know that feeling. Sometimes I get very intimidated by telling people what I do. Hypnosis, past life regression, tarot, and that, because I'm afraid of being judged, right? Afraid of feeling like King Kong felt when everybody was trying to kill him because they misunderstood him. Wow, Spirit, thank you. So we have to be careful about that. We have to stand in our own truth because that is the only thing that gives us our inner power, our inner strength. When we shrink down into a ball and hide who we are, it's very soul crushing. So whether people like us, believe us, that is not of our concern. We're here for a reason. We're here for a purpose, right? And so we can't live that purpose if we're hiding it. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Just there's mountains all around this cup. Oh, jeez. Really? Okay. So the next mountain, what they're giving me is plane crash. I don't know why. I have to give you what they give me. Now, what the symbolism that I'm getting, the vision that they're giving me is of a plane crashing, not of loss of life, but of isolation. And like if your plane crashed in the middle of the woods or, somewhere in Alaska or Canada or what have you, that feeling of isolation and that feeling of facing your fears and seeing what you can do, how you can grow and get to know yourself when you take yourself into what I call hermit mode, right? The isolation. Isolating yourself, insulating yourself to reflect, not to hide, but to reflect on who you really are. And wow, okay. Anything else you want to say about that? I see this theme coming through of being who you are and standing in your truth, knowing who you are, knowing yourself, knowing what you really want to do and what makes you happy. So they're also giving me the feeling like, how can I explain this, Spirit? Give me the words. The plane crash is it's a symbolism for almost, they're saying crash and burn and rise from the ashes like a phoenix. Like how you've been doing things up till now. This is difficult for me to get out because I'm trying to understand what they're showing me. The situation of hiding from who you really are, of not standing up in your own truth and all of that, is kind of, like I was saying before, like soul crushing, not being that person, that this may be time to, land the plane and do some self-reflection. Holy smokes. Okay. Let's see. Next, I see a picture. It's like the earth right here. You can probably only see right there. So the earth, the world is at your fingertips. You can expand internationally. Wow, okay. Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, connecting in with her. The earth is really, really ascending and going through a lot of changes right now. That's why we're seeing the volcanoes, the fires, all the things that have been happening. And if you want to listen more about that, Go to Pam Gregory's YouTube channel. She has a lot of information. She's an astrologer, a very gifted astrologer who's been doing this for, I think, over 40 years, maybe longer. She talks a lot about the earth and human consciousness and ascension and the effects of that. Okay, let's see. Just, it's another mountain. Lots and lots of mountains in this reading. Lots of mountains. It's all around the cup, these mountains. Yeah. Okay. All right, let me go a little bit deeper into the cup and see what we have down there. Anything else that you want to show us for my beautiful Sagittarians? Anything else? I see a star, a big star, two stars overlapping each other. I see. Okay, so you're the star of your own life is what I'm hearing. You are the star of your own life. Don't try to be like other people. That's been a huge message for 2 years now that I've been getting. I see a beautiful prancing horse, tail up, right there. I know you can see that. I'm pretty sure you can. Horses represent freedom, right? Stamina, right? Staying the course. And this horse is very proudly marching on, forward, beautiful, holding his tail up. It's like an Arabian. I'm thinking about this book that I read when I was younger. I think I was in 4th grade, King of the Wind, about a beautiful Arabian horse. Just, being proud of who you are, Saggies. Being proud of who you are. Yeah, that's very important. Very important for growth. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Okay. Let's see if there's anything in the bottom of the cup. Anything in the bottom of the cup, Spirit, that you want to give us? Anything else? Not really seeing anything there. I think, most of this message has to do with climbing mountains, getting to the top, overcoming things, being, yourself, staying true to who you are, understanding that people will misunderstand and judge you. There were those 2 hearts in the mountain. It's like your heart and soul is on this journey and you should honor that. Thank you, Spirit. The hedgehog, I'm not sure. I'm going to pause the video and see if there's a spiritual significance of a hedgehog, but what they were showing me was, again, that curling into a ball, like trying to protect yourself from judgment, I would say. All right, let me pause this for a minute and see what I can find out about hedgehog. Okay, it says, the spiritual meaning of hedgehog includes protection. Hedgehogs are powerful symbols of protection. Patience. They teach us the importance of guarding ourselves emotionally and physically when needed. Oh my gosh, exactly what Spirit was bringing through. Wisdom and resourcefulness. In many cultures, hedgehogs represent wisdom and resourcefulness. Adaptability and flexibility. As a spirit animal, hedgehogs encourage us to find joy in life's simple pleasures and trust our instincts. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, protection. So they are a symbol of protection, but they do teach us the importance of guarding ourselves emotionally and physically when needed. So we were talking about not curling into a ball to hide, right? But using the symbol of the hedgehog, like to know when to step back, which, when to protect ourselves emotionally and physically, right? So I love that. Thank you. All right, now let's see what the plate has. This is kind of not a huge amount of things here, but let's see. It's just kind of got a lot of lines all around it. It kind of reminds me of a skeleton somewhat. I don't know what that would be. All right, let me see if there's anything that comes out. Let's see if there's anything that comes out. Very, very light here. Anything here, Spirit? Anything you want to point out? Sorry for the quiet. I'm just trying to listen and concentrate. I don't really see anything. I'm not going to try to force something to be here. This upper part it just reminds me of a skeleton, except that it has a smile. You see that? It's kind of like I see legs and arms and this head with a smile. So, Spirit, I don't know what you're trying to tell us with a skeleton smiling. I don't know. I really don't know. If you have any thoughts or ideas, I mean, I think you can see, it looks like you see the legs and the arms there. I don't know. Maybe a drawing, a stick figure. Maybe somebody has, one of your children or something has drawn something that's like a stick figure that looks like that. I don't know. That's the only thing that I'm coming up with for that plate. So I think the cup was the more significant thing, right? Yeah. Okay, so when I went to look up the meaning of hedgehog, I moved my deck and a card stuck to the table and they said, take that card. Strength. Look at that. Personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness. Compassion that brings about forgiveness. Realizing that you're stronger than you know. I mean, we were just talking about that. Okay, let's look at the oracle cards. So from the Dragon Riders Oracle, Freya and Elska L. These names are sometimes tricky. 33, that's a master number. The answer to the question, what is my task, can only be found on the battlefield of life. Battlefield in quotes. Only the courageous will discover it. Wow. Oh my gosh. So that kind of goes right along with all the mountains that we saw in the coffee cup, saying that the reward would be great and fantastic if you would push through and get there, right? And then from the main oracle deck, number 6. Incidentally, when you add 3 and 3, you get 6, and here's 6. Steam heat. Here may be a pressing situation. Here may be a wrinkle, perhaps. Here may be a chance to smooth things over. Here may be romance. So a pressing situation, something that you feel like you've really got to get it done. It's spurring you on to do it. Maybe there's a wrinkle in there, like a mountain you have to climb or a hurdle you have to get over, right? But also the chance to smooth things over. Okay, so they're telling you if there's something that has gone on with someone or some situation, you have the chance now to get things smoothed over. Okay, love it if you'd let me know in the comments. And then the number 1. Ones represent new beginnings, new journeys, new start of some kind. This fish is one of a kind. When you feel like a fish out of water, remember, there never was and never will be another you. Make peace with what makes you different. Now, my guides are so fantastic. This ties in with the King Kong thing. Remember, being misunderstood and people attacking. And you need to remember that you are uniquely you, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with who you are. You were made to be exactly who you are. So I also want to tell you that as I was sitting down to do this reading, and I had gotten the oracle cards, and then I went to get the Journey to Oz and Wonderland deck because I love it and I love the pictures, the illustrations, and the deck. And Spirit just said right to me, well, you may want that deck, but we want the Angel Wisdom deck. So funny. Okay, so we had that Strength card, so that just was one that they wanted me to show you, and I'll read it again in a minute. Now that we've gone through the Coffee Cup and the Oracle cards, it may have a deeper meaning. All right, let's see. Who's this? That's the Nine of Pentacles, creating abundance, beauty, wealth. Beautiful. Now, these cards are by Radley Valentine, and while they still have the base meaning of the original tarot, they have more messages on them. So, I don't know, there's a reason why Spirit wanted me to, I guess, use this deck. Maybe there's something written in there that I wouldn't say if I were using a different deck. I have to always know that my guides are the ones who know what the message that people need is. And Sagittarius in particular. Okay, what's going on? The deck has become a little quiet. Strength can also be Leo, so if you have a connection to Leo, as I do, it's my rising sign. I'm a Sagittarius Leo rising. You know, that could also be the Strength card coming out and speaking to you about that, like solidifying that this is your reading. Okay, let me give these another shuffle. It is going to be steam heat in Maine this week. I think today it's supposed to be like 78 Fahrenheit. That's pretty hot for June. June is typically around in the 60s, maybe the low 70s, but not typically 80 degrees. I think we have a day that may reach 90 this week. I'm not looking forward to that. You know, to me, 75 degrees with a breeze is my favorite temperature. It's more comfortable. Okay, Spirit, what is going on here? This is the deck that you wanted me to use. Now you're not giving us anything. There we go. Thank you. Oh, nice. What is that? The Page of Swords, Truth. We were talking about truth in the Coffee Cup. Awakening, that, I love it. You see, the right card, I have to be patient because Spirit knows what they want to say. Awakening is the Hanging Man. That's being comfortable in your own skin, not worrying about what others think. This goes right along with that theme. The Hedgehog and King Kong, the Hedgehog. Get it together, Lisa. All right, we're going to go through these one at a time. So Strength is just kind of hanging out there. Let me read that to you again. Personal power and assertiveness portrayed with kindness. Compassion that brings about forgiveness. Realizing that you're stronger than you know. Stronger than you knew, I should say. Now, forgiveness, that came out in the Steam Heat, remember? Time to smooth things over. All right, and then the Nine of Pentacles. Look at that card. Look at that card. That card is so beautiful. I think that's supposed to be, it's kind of small for a hawk, but I think in the Nine of Pentacles, typically she's holding a falcon maybe. That looks more like a hawk to me, but enjoying the fruits of your labors, hard work that has led to a luxurious life, buying yourself something special, happily and successfully self-employed. Yes, enjoying your solitude. Remember the solitude with that plane crash? And enjoying your success, right? Beautiful. Okay, and then you have the Page of Swords. Look at the blue butterflies, right? One sword is truth, right? I love this card. I love this deck. I love all my decks. Logical, perceptive, insightful, blunt. Yeah, Saggies can be blunt for sure. An exciting intellectual challenge. Brilliant insights. Information that you need but might be challenging to receive. Review all documents carefully. Yeah, so challenging to receive information. I'm trying to remember so the mountains, remember climbing the mountains and sticking with it and getting to the top for a fantastic outcome. Yeah. And then awakening. A temporary pause for reflection and insight. We talked about that with the plane crash and the isolation. An awakening where you see things in a whole new light. Yeah, new perspective. Embrace your own uniqueness. Charitable actions. Where was the unique? That's with the fish. Oh my God, my guides. I just love them. So this says, there never was and never will be another you. Make peace with what makes you different. And then embrace your own uniqueness. Can't be saying it any louder, right? Embrace your own uniqueness. I knew there was a reason why they wanted me to use this deck. And then you have the King of Wands. Here you are, right? Sometimes I think of this more as a Leo card, but it is a fire sign card. It is masculine energy, motivational, inspiring, theatrical, ambitious. Take a leadership role. Step into the spotlight. Yeah, don't curl up like a hedgehog, right? You want to step into the spotlight, Saggies. Public speaking, keep your eyes on the bigger picture, the mountaintop. Communicate your vision. Don't be sensitive to criticism. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the King Kong, right? When somebody criticizes us, we don't want to go off on a tantrum or a tangent or trying to convince people of something. That is not, I just noticed that this stone had fallen. I want to pick it up. Sorry, it was bothering me. We want to just be confident in who we are. We don't need to go off on, a spree of hatred. That's not going to solve anything. Okay, Four of Cups. Failing to recognize a magical opportunity. Missing the point. The distractions of daily life. Man, do I know that. I mean, I'm always saying to myself, especially as I'm driving to work, because I still have to work outside the home for now, and I just want to be back here doing this. I want to do this all day long. I don't want to go to that job. But at the same time, I tell the universe, don't get me fired because I'm saying that. Like, don't make me lose the job. I need the income right now. But, yeah. Distractions of daily life. It happens. Laundry, dishes, errands, grocery shopping, bill paying, all that stuff. Discontentment or boredom. Lost in your own world. Wake up. And we have the awakening card of the Hanging Man. Don't miss out on an opportunity because you're distracted. I think this is funny because on the ground it looks like apples, but in the tree it looks like oranges. And then he's got the 3 cups in front of him that he's focusing on, and that angel, maybe Shamuel, it's whatever begins with a C, holding that cup behind him. So don't miss out on an opportunity because you're distracted, right? Yeah. And then the Ace of Cups. What a gorgeous card. Have I ever pulled this card? I don't recall. Look at it. Beautiful mermaid and dolphin. The light streaming down. She's swimming right toward you with that beautiful new opportunity. A beautiful new emotional experience. A romantic relationship or deep friendship. Awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual insights. A love letter or a new home. Awakening comes up again. So we have awakening, awakening, and wake up. Wake up, right? Come on, let's wake up. Let's wake up, Saggies. Wake up to who you really are, right? Yeah. All right, let's see if there's anything that wants to come out from the mini Gilded Tarot. Mini Gilded Tarot. Anything else that you want to add, Spirit, to this beautiful message of awakening, of working hard, of standing in our truth, of being who we are, right? All of that. Climbing the mountains to get to that fantastic end. Taking some time in solitude to reflect, right? There's that strength card again. Double inner strength, right? Double Leo. Double inner strength, double Leo. So they're basically telling you, you have the inner strength to get this done. Whatever this is for you, right? Almost there. Almost there. Anything else? Anything else from this deck? Anything else from this deck? Wow, that flipped right out. All right, let's see what we have. So, the first card, adding to the message we already have, is the Three of Wands. Threes are creation and collaboration, but and wands are action and passion. What is your passion? What are you going to choose to do, right? Are you going to stay distracted, or are you going to get focused? Be yourself, be in truth, be who you are, right? This is a choice card. Even though it's a 3, my guides have always given it to me that way. He's looking out at the ship. He's standing here contemplating what he's going to do, right? Strength, again, double strength, inner strength, personal power. You have it, Saggies. You have it. Knight of Wands. This is action, passion, going forward, right? You're getting things done. You're going forward. You're, steady forward. And you have a burst of fiery motivation, they're saying. A burst of fiery motivation. Sorry, I need to try to keep these where you can see them. And then we have the Page of Wands. So we've got 3 Wands cards in a row. Actually 4, because the next one is the 10 of Wands. This is a message from Spirit. You see those cardinals? Pages are messengers. They can be childlike or innocent or not quite know what they're doing. When you listen to your inner voice, to your guides, to your gut instincts, you will know. So 3 of Wands, Knight of Wands, Page of Wands, 10 of Wands. You will get there. Action and passion. That's what you need. You need the motivational passion to get to where you want to be, where you should be, where Spirit wants you to be. 10s are the completion of a cycle and the beginning of a brand new cycle. Beautiful. Look at that. I mean, yeah. Spirit is telling you to get going, get motivated, feel into your passion, what it is that you really want to do. You also, don't forget, have the King of Wands. Oh, that's funny. I forgot about that. So the King of Wands, and then the 3 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the 10 of Wands. Wands, 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 all over the place. Action and passion. Think about it, right? Take some time to reflect. Think about it. Another choice card. This is the Lovers, but this is choice, right? The 2 pillars. What are you going to choose to do? It can be Gemini. Is that the only... You have Leo and Gemini. Those are the only signs that are really in your reading. But this is a choice. A choice. What are you going to do? Who are you going to be? When are you going to get motivated, right? To be proud of who you are, to stand in your truth, right? Oh my gosh, this is a long one. We're already at 34 minutes. It's good. It's fine. I love it for you, Saggies. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we're going to see what the Animal Oracle has, and then I will briefly go over this again. There's a lot here. There's a lot. Butterflies. Rebirth. Yes. What did we say about, what was the thing in the, I can't remember, about rising like a phoenix, crashing and burning. Oh, it was the plane crash. Crashing, burning, and then rising like a phoenix. Dear, love, beautiful. Yeah. We need to love ourselves. We need to love who we are. We need to honor who we are. We need to love all, right? Animals and people alike. Cat, independent. Okay. Butterfly, rebirth. You can reinvent yourself, Saggies. Yes. Open to the rewards of change. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the rewards at that mountaintop. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey, Saggies. Love every part of your journey. Dear, love coming right on the heels of love every part of your journey. Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Come on, camera, focus. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Acknowledge your self-worth. We've been talking about that basically through this whole reading. And then cat, independent. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Yes, that came through from the very beginning with that hedgehog, right? Life supports you in every way. Yeah. Yes. 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 So in the coffee cup, with the mountains, with the hedgehog, with the hearts, right? With the plane crash, with the solitude, with the going within, all of that. I'm still not sure about the skeleton with the happy face. I don't know. Maybe it's taking it all the way down to the bare bones of things and then rebirthing yourself. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So you had Freya and Elska Eld. The answer to the question, what is my task, can only be found on the battlefield of life. Only the courageous will discover it. Yeah, you have to find your courage and your inner strength to climb that mountain, to get to that answer. You are uniquely you. This may be a time to smooth things out. You may be going through some wrinkles. Could also be romance. You have romance here. You have romance here with the Ace of Cups, remember. 9 of Pentacles, beauty, right? Appreciating everything that you have, enjoying the fruits of your labors, right? What have you created? What do you have that you can enjoy? That Page of Swords, the blue butterflies, the sword of truth, logical, perceptive, right? An exciting intellectual challenge. Yeah, figure it out. And then that Hanging Man of awakening to who you are. This King of Fire, King of Wands. Take a leadership role and step into the spotlight, right? Keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Don't be sensitive to criticism. Screw them. If they don't understand you, oh well. You're not here to live for anyone else. And then that 4 of Cups. Recognize an offer when it comes in. The Ace of Cups, right? The Ace of Cups, that new offer. And all these wands, I mean, action and passion is the thing, right? The choice with the Lover's card. Rebirth, love, and be independent. Don't worry about what others think of you. And the double strength here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reading, Saggies. I hope that you've gotten something out of it. Please give the video a thumbs up so that it can move around YouTube. I appreciate all of you so, so very much. Thank you for viewing this. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.